Dr. Phil delivers a message that everyone needs to hear. You're not going to want to miss it. My name's Elijah Schaefer, and you're watching Beyond the Headlines only on Vigilant News. Our top story today from vigilantnews.com. Dr. Phil delivered a message that I think we all need to hear, saying we are not some banana republic, for God's sake. Here's the report from Vigilant Fox. Dr. Phil McGraw, the world-famous clinical psychologist, says that he is not into politics, but the recent lawfare against former President Trump, resulting in a 34-count felony conviction, has compelled the media personality to break his silence. Speaking to a packed audience on Dr. Phil Primetime, the renowned clinical psychologist lamented, "We are not some banana republic, for God's sake. What are we going to do next?" he asked. Have a Putin poisoning posse and start finding political opponents foaming at the mouth at home, not so mysteriously dying in their lazy boy recliners? Well, he's not so far off from reality. That's actually happening, at least to Boeing whistleblowers, and it's not the first time it would happen to opponents of politicians. Watch what he had to say. Hell yeah, exactly. It's people like Phil McGraw, Dr. Phil, focuses on helping families and talk about psychological issues, saying, I think things have gone a little too far. Maybe we should back up and wonder it's not about Republican or Democrat, but whether we have a republic anymore. And the truth is we don't have a republic. It's not even a banana republic, because bananas at least taste good. What we're dealing with tastes like crap. It's disgusting. Now I want to show you, Dr. Phil's been on something. People have been awakened. This should wake you up. Just like the pandemic, the scamdemic, the shots, these things should wake you up. And the problem is that's because the news is not covering the truth. If you watch the mainstream, you don't get reality. That's why you have to go beyond the headlines, and you got to start preparing for the inevitable, which is probably going to be chaos, with my friends at My Patriot Supply that have emergency food kits at preparewithvnn.com. Right now, when you get their 3-month food kits, you get $200 off. These food kits have 2,000 calories a day. They last up to 25 years because they're stored in a rugged ammo can, and they're delicious, nutritious, and they are there for Patriots since 2008. It doesn't have to just be a political issue. It could be a catastrophic weather event. It could be an economic problem, or you just hit hard times. Make sure that you protect yourself, not just with firearms, with jackets, but also with emergency food from My Patriot Supply. Get $200 off all of their kits this week only at preparewithvnn.com, preparewithvnn.com today. And I told you it's not the first time that Dr. Phil had spoken about such things. A few months ago, he also went on record and talked about the necessity to figure out these COVID experts and why they lied to us for so many years. Listen.
You know, when this COVID hit, it was pretty frenetic for everybody. In the beginning, nobody knew what was going on. And when they said, we're gonna take a time out here, we're gonna ask everybody to really stay home, withdraw, shut the door, and that's gonna slow the roll. That's gonna slow this thing down. You remember that? And then all of a sudden, a few weeks turn into months, and months turn into 2 years. You expect there will be a plan, a readiness plan that takes into account all the collateral damage that can come from doing something like that. And then you start seeing all of these problems, and you hear people say, well, we did the best we could with what we knew. No, they did not. They knew better. And if they didn't know better, they damn well should have known better. That's what they're paid to do. When I stepped up in the beginning and said, this lockdown, this quarantine is going to create more problems with quality of life than that COVID is going to do in taking lives, people looked at me like I was insane. I got criticized, called a heretic, said, well, what is he talking about? I'll tell you what I was talking about. I was talking about exactly what happened and is happening. And what's more, when you shut down the schools, the day you shut them down, you better have a plan for reopening them. I didn't see a plan for them to be reopened. And we have an entire generation that is suffering from developmental gaps, educational gaps, mental and emotional challenges. And still, there's not a good plan to close those gaps. And my concern is when the next pandemic turns the corner, who's got the plan then? What was learned from this? Because you don't hear anybody talking about it, do you? You don't hear anybody talking about it, but I'm talking about it because I want to make noise about this. I want to force people to say we need to get ready for when this happens again. And I'm not some conspiracy theorist saying they're coming to get us and lock us up. But I'm saying we need to think about whether we're going to rely on science and how we're going to react when the government comes in and starts telling us what we can and can't do. I think we need less government. I think if they would step back, we tend to have a way to work these things out.
And that's true. Dr. Phil has been the surprise voice of reason on network television. And for that, we thank you. Don't forget, if you want to get more of these updates, do two things for me, would you? Subscribe to our Rumble page to get our updates every single day, videos just like this. And you can also get our updates in our newsletter at vigilantnews.com. Links in the description. My name is Elijah Schaefer. Thank you for watching Beyond the Headlines. Have a great rest of the week, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.